All right. So once again, welcome everybody. Good evening. For those who just joined the call, my name is Frederick Oduyoye. I happen to be a project manager with GIOGUIDE and a program manager for Builders Foundry. It's wonderful having us here. And as we know, it's the D-Day. It's the D-Day, the day where we kick off our projects for the Builders Foundry. So with me, I have Emmanuel and also Israel, who would be taking over soon to take us through the final details of our project. And on this call, also would be grouped and be allocated to each and every particular project that will be taken on. Please be reminded that you are meant to work in groups, right? And everyone is meant to um, everyone is meant to contribute and collaborate on the project. So over to you, Israel.
Okay, so once again, good evening, everybody. Yeah, so as we all know, we are starting our project this week. Yes, starting our project this week. And Emmanuel has told us already what our project entails, right? So it shouldn't be a new thing to us. It shouldn't be a new thing to us. We have five different projects that we're selecting for. We're going to group you guys into pairs, two or three, depending on what falls with you. So yes, I'll just go ahead to just share my screen, tell you what the project entails. Then after that, Freddie can go ahead to then group us. Please let's stay to the end. But I think if I continue, and Sir Frederick, I think you should go ahead first for introducing the five projects that are doing. Then I'll do a deeper technical breakdown on it. I think it's better that way if we start from that format.
All right, then no problem. I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see it. Okay. Mm, Give me 1 minute. Builders Foundry. Thank you. Okay. But I believe we can all see my screen. All right. So once again, you're all welcome. So here are the five projects that you'd be doing for this checkpoint project in phase one. The first one, by the way, Israel is going to go over all the technical details, what every project must include, submissions and passing bar and every other thing, right? So the first one is a student management system. The project one is a student management system. Basically, it's just a working system to register, update, and manage your students' record, right? That is the first project that you're going to be building. The second one is a student result system. So this is quite different from the management system, right? It's quite different. It is a result system. It's a system that takes your raw scores across multiple courses and then turn them into something usable, right? We have your grades, we have your average, we have a class ranking system, a student result system project too. Then we have the third one, the third project. It is a text-based game. A text-based game. So you are meant to design a text-based adventure or survival game with real states, maybe an inventory, something that has a map or a set of rooms and level and consequences that carry forward as the player moves through it. So the third one is the test-based game, right? Then the next one we have is an hospital management system. I think this one should hit home with most of us. Is a system that manages patient records, bed availability, and anything, including whatever happens when you need to admit your patients, to check how many beds are available, what room is not in use currently, and hospital management system. Then the fifth one, which is the last one, is a mini e-commerce system. A mini e-commerce system. So a small online store, a store that where you can showcase your project, have a catalog of things that you sell, right? And a cart where people can put in whatever products they want to buy and then check out. So those are the five major projects that we'll be embarking on. And as we go forward, Israel is going to go over the technical details. You understand some of them. Then there will also be a session for you to ask questions. If you don't understand a particular technical detail, if you don't understand anything regarding the 5 projects that you'll be given in this particular phase, you can push your forward there. Also, do well to have your notes down, take note of anything that is said, because when you explain, there are some details that might not be included in the document sent to you that you'll be able to capture here and now, right? So over to you, Joe.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for that. That was powerful. So I'll just go ahead to share my screen now on technical details because I created some slides down for us. So just right away. So as Frederick has said, you have 5 projects, and we have the student record, we have the results and rankings. That's for students. So we still have the test-based game, then hospital management, then the mini commerce. Now this one is just say what we've been doing because the aim for this is to when you're doing a session, your school set an exam for us to actually acknowledge that we actually learned. So that that's why we are doing this. So I can actually test you all. So yes, so I'll just go straight at it. You have 5 projects, one C skill sprint because the language I'm writing for the project majorly C. That we should note. It's major for C. So next one. So as I said earlier, we are using C. That is the major language we are using for this project. Strictly C, because that is the language that we have done for now in the CS50 course. And I hope we are all done with the course and we understand C. Because just if you don't understand C, I don't know where I going to start from this. But if you understand C, then the start is the first thing. So now we're using the standard library. No framework or second language to ID fundamentals. So there's no other framework. Don't be bothered about using another framework or anything. Just like going to traditional C. Like we are saying C, we are using C. The normal standard C that we all know. There's no traditional framework or there's no external library that we're using. Is strictly C because I know that I went through the course. I know that okay, because what we just learned was traditional C. So let's not take it deeper. So now structs first. Now the first thing you need to do as apart from C is a structure. Because if notice the projects now, let's look at it again. The students' record, all this stuff is involving data. Students result and ranking data, hospital management, mini e-commerce app, test-based game, they're all becoming data. So you must realize that the first thing first you find the structure and what you currently want. Let's see for instance now a student's record. First thing you need to know from student is name, right? The mass number. So you now okay, you're keeping record of there must be a table and header for name and header for math number, then another header um, for gender, then for courses and the rest. So that, that's one thing you should note. Then one and Peter go algorithm. If make a course search. Now, if I want to like search for someone, I cannot okay, I can just like press find. Let's say you know how search works. Yes, just press search and this and then into work. Then dynamic memory. Then dynamic memory. Then defensive inputs.
I want to be sure I'm
And
not
how
the
to
only one who's
duplicate
hearing.
the
Okay.
design notes. I feel
We lost you for a second there.
all this part here is self.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, so I was trying to tell the structure by using then defensive inputs, then design notes, and this is just what the brief of how the program will be, and please. In all this list, I did not add AI to it, so please let's not use AI for any reason here because this project is our basic project, as our first project. So using AI is going to spoil what we have been working on all this while. So please let us try our best to use our best strictly. There's no AI addition. It's not be like if you use AI because it feels that if we use AI, we'll actually be aware. This is not the first time we are working on projects. So if you use AI to any of us, we know that okay, this was AI. This one you have to use AI to do it. So please let's try to use our head. It's not something of an issue. So the next thing now, which is the same thing. Now we need the input, the validation, the dynamic store, the search, the sort, the output, and then the cleanup. You just imagine you are gathering data now, for instance, then you need to validate it. Then dynamic store it into so I can be able to update. Maybe you want to remove something and add to it, remove something and add, then search. Then okay, all this stuff. I'm saying to us though. I just want to make it clear for us to understand. So yes, now step one, how to build. the structure of what we are building. I want to believe everybody can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, can you like say one or two? Let me show you can hear.
Yes, we can still hear you.
Okay. So now, remember when I mentioned earlier that if you are getting a student record, first thing you need is the name, right? And then the math number, then department level, then probably the course, because it's part of the department. Then maybe the gender, if that is important. Then how many course person is offering. So yes, the students now, the record we are keeping now is the name, math number. Remember that the name is a chat field. That's why I added here, chat field. So it's character field. Now you set it up, probably 64, depending on your choice. Then int. Math number or integers. Okay, wait though. Math number has letters and what's it called? Has letters and numbers. Although depending on how you see it though. Then chart field again department. Then int level. Straightforward. So I'm trying to tell you how we're going to keep our record. Then if for the student's record now, then you cannot add gender, which is also a chart field. Then you cannot add age, which is an integer field. Then you cannot add, depending on what you want to add. Then if it's a result sheet, yes, you can add CGPA, which is an int field, and you just add any field regarding to records. I don't know if you get. And for a patient, too, it's actually the same thing. If you understand, the patient, the same scenario they're going to use for the students for the students record. Same scenario you are going to use for the hospital record. Is that one is student based, and one is hospital based. That's just change the details. Just speak to the
Yes, we can hear you now.
okay. So I was saying about that the same thing that which is a student based system. That's supposed to be for patient based when countries not be confused that okay, yeah, I present student to no hospital because something that hospitals require hospital details. Hospital requires details. That's just this environment. Hospital details is student details. Then for the products, yeah, because the products this product is for the last e-commerce part. Yes, we should for the last e-commerce part. Then essentially then what we need now, we need a start feed for a name, then dot for the price, then in stock, product. I don't know if you get them have reusable collection, size student items, the size. I believe that during a course of C, we learn variable name and variable value. So all this one shouldn't be a problem. I feel this first step for this chart, all this like naming shouldn't be a problem because we all did it initially. I mean, I remember this part was in the course. Okay, before I go on, are we lost or do you understand what I'm saying so far? I want to be sure we're actually following me. Now we store our data. And I you know, see they taught us to store data, right? Even on variable value. They create a variable name, they put the data type that you want. So can you hear me now? Yes. So what I was trying to say is that so if it's a student's record, you need the name, need the math number, and the course, department, the faculty, and those ones are different variable names and so with different data types. So now for the data types for numbers now we are going to use the int, right? Then for names, we are going to use the char field, which is the character field. Then for if is what is it called now? Then if it's also two, the name is going to be char field, then the rest of them depending on what works for you. So the idea is also to store everything down. Like we just group them, okay, the int field, then name, then the variable value will fall out. Understand? Then math number, variable value to follow as many as you want. And it will be in a way that you can always add and replace something in the list. They're going to add and replace something in the list. So without all I just want to just pass, just basically the same thing. Even for side on what's it called now on the e-commerce app. If you're building an e-commerce platform, it's still the same thing. Same mechanism that we're using. The product, we just okay, the product ID, that is an int field, then the name ID, then the name, that is a chart field, the characters and the rest. So that's what I'm trying to pass. Was that part clear? Is it clear now to us? Okay, so no one has an issue again with that, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. So I know as those things I just said initially, were like the basic things we bring in the C course, so that shouldn't be a problem for us at all. So yes, this is what okay. So this is what I just explained. The model step one, model the domain structure. Trying to this is step how we are going to do it. So please follow ahead. So I will not get lost. So now step two, grow memory safety. This part too should be clear because I know that in C, one of the things that the teacher is how to store memories and keep it. Yes, store memories and keep it. For a character field, there's where you store the memory. For if it's an integer field, there's where you store it. If it is a double, yes, if it's a double, there's where you store it. Then if it's depending, but majorly we are working on characters and int, so there shouldn't be any memory issue that should be our problem right now. Even our variable name, okay, now variable values, we need to have store memory. We want to I want to be clear that sure that this part is clear. So after bringing down your data types and storing everything each, now can I say okay, how many values do I want to store in it? And how large will the value contain? So go memory safety. Then this part here, there is something called check we have to check if list is greater than or equals to. We all do this. All these things are basic C language that we can word of the C terminal. So it should not be a problem to us as long as you actually learn it. Now check every allocation. Do not difference a null pointer after malloc or veloc or reloc. Eh, That's what we should note. And next one now, move ownership deliberately, then free exactly once and the rest. So these are just notes. These are just notes. So is this step two? Is it clear to us? Open how to store memories. Remember here when we have part of this thing now. Now name now we have 64. Remember, I want to zoom into I can see. Child name 64. Then department 32. I don't know if you get so just store those memories to know where we are heading and the rest. So that is what this is basically talking about. The rest. So let's go to the next one now. I believe step three is clear. Step two is sorry. Then step three, validate before mutating. E.g., just verify. Mhm. Just just make sure it's data that they're working with and is the amount of capacity that can come in. Yes, you know that traffic is a character field, so you will put nothing less than at least 64 for a char field because now yes it is a character field. You cannot use the same number that you use on char field for the same integer field. You get the idea, right? Because now okay, char fields are always larger. You get and char field has although I just recall that because this one I'm limiting this to char field. You can also use string. Yes, it depends on your choice. Yeah, you can try to use string field to depending on your choice as well as his name. There are string values. There are string values. So now okay, string has its memory and amounts that can stay. Although it depends on what works for you. Some people prefer char field. So that's the integer field and the rest. Just validate it, then mutate. Now you now add or remove what you want or what you don't want. And then yes, that part is clear. I don't know. Is there any question before I go to the next one? Is there any question before I go to the next one? Let me be sure. Please let's audibly talk because I can't see what we're saying. I can't see. I'm sorry. Eh, Question, please. Okay, can you hear me then? Fred, sir, am I audible enough?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we
We
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. Okay. So that is that. So for students record, please note that things to prevent duplicate matric number, then for the results, negative or out of range score, because you can store a range. Let's say the range you're storing is from 0 to 100, then I'll say something lesser. That one you should note. Then the hospital, invalid room, set it then the e-commerce, quality and the rest. I think that's clear. Then implement search and sort yourself. Implement search and sort. I don't know if I should ask the question. If I should ask the question. Well, do we know how to yes, I feel we should know how to add and remove values from UDC in language from for variable names, right? Like if you have multiple names, we at this stage we want to remove
But
one.
your voice is breaking, sir.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, I can hear you now.
Okay. What I was asking is that I believe that at this stage you can be able to remove values and add values in a variable name, right? I think that like basically the
Sir,
basis of I don't get what I'm trying to say.
sir, we did not hear you. Like, when you have the breaking, it was breaking.
Okay, what I'm saying now is that can we be able to remove and add values in variable names? That can work, right? Like let's say we have a set variable name plan. We have a set variable name plan. We're able to remove and add and add values inside the variable value. Is what I'm asking. E.g. now, in case you are confused, I'm trying to say, e.g. now, we have student name. You stored it int name. And you now write, okay, name Israel, then Alaba, then Deborah, then peace, then promise, and then a new student comes in. You understand? We can we now have to add the new student's details to it, right? Can we do that?
Yeah, I can see thumbs up, which means yes.
Okay, okay. So that part is clear. That part is clear. I want to just be sure before we go on, because we are going to need it a lot, because there are some details that are coming late, and there's these details that are coming later. And and please, when we're adding our details, we should make sure that if you're adding name, you should also add the math. Let's say it's student record, add the student's name, then add the math number, then add the age or whatever we're adding. Just add name and leave the rest blank. It's not working in your sketch last along the line. Then custom search. This part, I believe that we have also done it to some extent. Then matric number status, then this part, depending on how I want it. Then the truth is that no matter how I actually tell you, we can try what I love so much is initiative. I want to coming down for you, like even if I cannot replace the creativity that every programmers have and every tech person have is the creativity. The ability is now okay, I can use this other method to solve that problem. Now we're in the beginning phase, that's why we are going through every stage step by step. And I tell you, you have to use it fit. You can use character or you can use strange. If you in next time you just not the one that works for you best. So that's why we're trying to bring down all these things for us. Yeah. Bring down all these things for us. So implement stage and sort yourself where you can find things. Then make the required behavior visible. If I comparison will then work the data deliberately. Deliberately work the data. Don't just assume. Yeah. For if you can use the in Python, they call it the comparison operators now. The if this time, yes, yeah, I know it's also like that in C, but this time it's not if and if, it is if and return. Understand? If return this, then why return that comparison
Sir,
operator.
we
So if
cannot hear you. We didn't hear you again.
so as in case I'm stuffing a person name, then let's say I'm looking for Israel and I'm like, but at this time,
Yes, sir.
okay, checking. Okay, so when when did I stop talking? Okay,
Where you
I was
said
talking about
that C uses if and return.
okay. Comparison of factors. So okay, so now let's say I want to get everybody in the that everybody math number. So I was okay if what's it called now, and I name it math number. If math number, then return details. Everything just drop. So everything just drop. So we are going to use the if and the else to have to say if and else. If and return, so to sort and bring that data and similar data and this. That's important that we must learn it. I don't know if you get also the while, so depending on data, on type of data, in that I want to bring out. Or let's say you are grading somebody now, and you're like, if score is equals to double equals to nine, that's how it works, right? Yes, the double equals to C. That's also the language. If score equals to or greater than or equals to 50, return pass. Get the idea? I'm not sure it was short. I'm trying to use pseudocode. I don't even understand pseudocode, where you can just use normal words to actually break down codes. If return, just say return pass or return excellent. So that's how it is. So maybe you are trying to grade the students. I want the students because it's also manually typing excellence. Can you just say if grades equals to or greater than or equals to 80, return excellence. I don't know if you get. So that's how this part works. Then let's go to the next one now. Then we are going to be a predictable command loop. What else in essence is what you are building? Let's just have a clear path ahead. Let's not just be random. Let us know if you are asking for this, you're going to get this. Ask for this, you're going to get this. Ask for this. You are going to get this. That is just it. So they read the menu, they read it, validate it, click the report. Just not ask for this, you're going to get this. Straight up. Straight up. Don't let it pass you confused. Just one clear path. Okay, when you do this, I'm going to get this. Don't complete our code yet. Funny enough, I tried to believe you guys are capable. I saw what we did yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yesterday. Or the first day? I don't know, but I think I saw it yesterday. Where we screenshotted what we actually worked on. So it was really nice. I was like, wow, we're already writing complex code. So actually stuff is actually very good for us. So now, okay, I think this is my last slide. Yes, this is my last slide. Okay, I have one more. Okay. I have one more. Okay. Let's go now. Now the 5 brief mapped one process. Yes. Just the brief of everything we have done. So now the stress management. If you can just see, you can just like zoom in your screen. Stress management. Now the core model, have the dynamic record list. Dynamic record list. The students like you can get for just the student matric number, you can get it about the students. This already exists in schools these days, like in the sense, it's only a mass number, you can get everything about you. So you are creating on one mini platform. It's not wide, and inside the C and the code, you see, I've forgotten. Inside the C, you know. Well, every inside the terminal, it's also pretty complex. So you're not building an external device and external something for terminal. Yes, it's from inside the terminal. Now, dynamic record list, the search plus sort. They want to just press matric number plus name. Everything about you just drop. It's about you. Or if at all, you can set it in a way that name too can also drop on your list. So in case person matter about you don't know person name, just up all the list. And the values you are working with, honestly, that's what to work with the last values as long as it works. You can just have 20 data, like 20 data. I'm trying to make an assessment team. Can be like 20 details of students that is on that. I don't use what database, but it's on the C program. As long as it works, yes, now okay. It means if you have 100 available data or 1,000 available data, it can still work either way. So it does. I'm not saying we should go and go scatter for all our classmates and now put 200 names there. I don't want to scatter our mind. Just have something minimal, but as long as it works and let's say 20 to 30 persons. So if I search for this thing, it will appear. The aim just to see the sequence and how it works out. That is the aim. So if I search for name, search for magic number, to just appear. This not be a problem if I return is the idea behind it, although they are more complex than this actually. They're more complex than this. Then that's for stress management. Even for stress results with the same thing. There's course per student, then to grade also grade student to I say okay, if the person got greater than equal to 50 pass then or fail semester, just get like that. Please don't give 20 students to work with. Don't go yourself with try to gather 100 persons or 200 persons. 100 persons, 200 persons. Don't do that. Just 20. As long as you know that the loop works, the sequence works, that's all that matters. Now the game now. Okay, I think I've played this concept of this game. Now we have the players and we have the room, we have dynamic inventory. This is I never played now the game. I've never played the what is it called now? It's fire and arrow. I remember when I was in Python, when I had to make this try and never game that
We
they will
can't hear
guess
you, sir.
it was the
Sir, we
answer.
can't hear you
This
again,
is that's
sir.
talking about. You don't use normal text-based games. It's not complex. So can I just quick sequence?
We can't hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, we can hear you. The last
Yes,
time
I
you
can
said
hear
before
you.
we
The
couldn't hear
last
you
time you said before
was
we
where you
couldn't hear
said
you.
how many of
What did I
us
say now?
have.
Sorry.
I
What is
don't.
it? How many of us have? Okay. So
The
but how
text-based
many of
game.
us have okay. Just okay. The text-based game. Yes, text-based game. And I mentioned that I remember when we start, I don't know if I'm not sure if it's because of it, but in every like when I learned Python, I remember when I started, they have to guide us on how to try and error games where you can guess the right number. When you cover the number and say pick the right number, then not pick out of in a basket now. I can put number 1 to 10, yes, number 1 to 10, and I can tell you guess the number inside. Guess the number at the range of 1 to 10. So inside the box, let's inside the box we have two, but we don't know that it's number two that is there. So now okay, now guess one. Once you guess one, say oh you failed. Those are text-based games, so that they don't complex. So you see, just store number inside the variable. So once you call numbers, so you just say, okay, number, which is number, let's two, so two, just two once, so you are correct.
Sir, we couldn't hear you.
Hello?
We can't hear you, sir. We can't hear you, sir.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? I want to show you hear me. So call is out, call is coming to my phone. It's but can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me see more thumbs up because we're almost done with the presentation. Yes, so I'm going to ask questions. Okay. So let me just go ahead and then let me just round up and then call it a day. I'm so sorry. It's a call. It's on my phone and when the call comes and it's cut off. So now where were we? Okay. So I'm trying to break down. So now trying to explain test-based games. So it's just like a mini game, but don't worry, after I'll send us this PDF. So in case you don't understand, you can follow everything word for word. Then hospital management is the same thing with student management. So they are changing from hospital payment to from hospital waste to from school waste to hospital waste. E.g. now you want to make a patient is coming, a patient wants to know the bed that's available. Or you want to know the bed that patient is available. Sorry, maybe somebody is in the hospital, a friend of yours or something, and then you know now to find you just come to the hospital. I can just type the patient's name or the patient ID or any identification you want. Then from there, just the patient details, the bed space, and everything, and there is issue. Maybe it's passing through. Maybe it was the diagnosis of malaria fever. You still there, like malaria fever and the rest. So it's the same mechanism. They have the mini commerce too. The mini commerce is a bit confusing because it's broad. Yes, catalog. You have catalog, then you have the carts and the rest. But in the long run, it's actually almost the same thing. Just at this time, like, it's not in the business world where you now instead of name or instead of mark number, you have product name, then amount of product and how much. So if you can just come and just type bag, how to buy a bag. Now we're not working. Please know that we're not working with a lot of data. So please let's not confusing us. Only bag is okay. Don't go and say red bag, blue bag, yellow bag. That's your course. Bag, shoe, Bible, pen, So you must type bag. Details of bag will just go. The amount will just come out. The details will come out. Then then like something straightforward. And then case now. What happened when the customer wants the last minute? Now, if you can also say you cannot go advanced, that's okay. If I've bought it, it's not saying unavailable, or just say if it's not available, just say it's unavailable. There's also it can be done. If it's, let's say I store it as item, then if it's not an item, you just say unavailable. Straight up. On just print out unavailable or return unavailable. So I don't know if there's any other issue. Let me go to the last slide. Text, explain, and submit. The same thing. This was a breakdown. Please, before you test it normally first, then explain it, then first submit it. Yes. So Frederick is going to guide us on the submitting process and how we are going to submit it. Yes, because my own just wants to give us the details. My Frederick will deep down on how to submit it. So please, just test. It's not a problem and it's a good thing. So you can share with you and say, okay, this is our thing for things, but as long as you are learning, then explain it to yourself. You not submit it. Yes, so please note this. We're using POC please POC is enough when design is explicit. When in structure, behavior, in algorithms, trust, validation, everything is C. Everything is C. Nothing complex. Just normal. I want it in the normal C in the normal terminal, nothing in normal like just we are going on VS Code. I want to any platform we are using. We're using on normal C. So please don't go outside. I'm running a framework or running a standard library. Now source. So this is basically that. So it's Builders Foundry project and the rest. So I feel right now it is a question you can start asking. Yeah, this is another thing you can start asking because I think I'm done with my slide. Yes, I think the limits. So thanks so much for listening. If you have any question, you can go ahead to ask.
All right. Thank you so much, Ilya, for that in-depth explanation. So right now, I'll be taking us through the groupings and some further instructions, and then we would have some few minutes to attend to our questions. Right? I hope we can all hear me. All right. So as we all know, your project is going to be held for. You would be grouped by God's grace. And before I share the grouping and the allocation of your project, I'd like to inform us that by the end of this particular phase, we are going to have a physical meetup, right? Where you'd be meeting with your mentors. Those of you that have not met any of us, you'd see some of our faces. You'll be meeting with your mentors. And on that particular day, you'd have an opportunity to do a mini demonstration of what you worked on as a project. You'd have the opportunity to do a mini demonstration. Pardon me. All right, I'm back. You'd have the opportunity to do a mini demonstration of whatever you've worked on and what each and every member of the team did, right? So please take note that you'll be presenting in front of the members of GIOGUIDE, your mentors, the program lead, and so on and so forth. So we want you to be at your best. It's also an opportunity to network, meet with your mentors, ask questions that you have been wanting to hear. So please, let your project be concise. Let your presentation be well done. And as Israel has mentioned, if you use AI, we would know. I believe one of the things you should understand is GeoGuide is an AI company. So if you want to use AI to deceive us, remember that we ourselves, we are AI. We are AI. Like Emmanuel will always say, we are an ecosystem of AI, right? So please, AI can be used to troubleshoot, but it should not be used to build. It should not be used to write your code. The major reason why we are in this particular program, Builders Foundry, is for us to build our foundations. And if you start your foundation by using something to accelerate it, you won't have the depth that you need. You won't have the fundamental understanding, right? You won't have the discipline to move on with other projects by the time you move on to building enterprise solutions, right? So I'll just recap again. We have a physical meetup coming. The date will be shared with us. The location would also be shared with us, but I promise it is going to be a central location. On that day, you'll be having a mini demonstration of your project. Then also, the period throughout the period of your project, you are not going to be left alone. I'm going to promise us that our office hours are still going to go on, but it will also serve as a place where if you are encountering a problem, you can push it out to the program lead, to any of the mentors who are available to ask questions. It also serves as an avenue to check in with us, how we are going, how the build is going. For those of us that are still going to be going back to the course to do one or two things, how it has been. So it will be like an health check, or let me call it a build check with every one of us. Our office hours are still going to be going. So we use that to check on you. And as promised, the date for the physical meetup will be shared with us by God's grace. So let's go to the grouping, and I'll be sharing my screen right now. Let's go to the grouping. So please, before I share this, let me say, unfortunately, it it we would only be moving on with 19 people to the project. I believe Emmanuel has done a good job of checking up on every one of us. What is our progress? And I think it was mentioned earlier as a criteria before you can start the project. You have to be in week 5 of your CS50 course. However, on due to some considerations, we allowed for some of us who are on week 4, but with a caveat, with a very important instruction. For those of you that your name would be called, your name will be mentioned, or that you see your name in the groups for the project, and you are currently on week 4, please note that you have to finish the course by the end of phase 1. Phase 1 is slotted originally to finish by next week Friday, which is the 21st of August. So we want to see your progress. We want to see your grit. We want to see your discipline. We want to see your consistency with handling your projects, and also making sure you finish the allocated portion of your courses. Right now, so I'll be sharing the groupings with us. All right, I believe we can all see my screen. I believe you can all see my screen. Please, you can just hear a thumbs up. I'm seeing thumbs down. Okay. I believe we can all see it. You can all see it. We can all see it. All right. Thank you so much. So I'll be announcing group 1. Group 1, we have Okubanjo Adedeji, Arinze Ayomide Emmanuel, and Abdulaziz Babatunde in group 1. And you have been allocated project 5. Project 5. Right. I'm still going to go over the names of your projects. And I think we would also have access to this document, so we can always go over the brief that is here. Project 5 for Group 1, Okubanjo Adedeji, Arinze Ayomide Emmanuel, Abdulaziz Babatunde. For Group 2, we have been allocated Project 4. We have Akinola Precious Adoragbeni, and we have Alaba Oluwaseyi Emmanuel. Please, as I'm mentioning your name, take note of those names so that you can contact them on the group. You'll be working together on the project. So we have Group 2, Project 4. We have Group 3, Project 3. That is ironic. Group 3, Project 3. And in Group 3, we have Uko Peace and Adewale Olasukomi. We have Group 4, Project 2, and we have Akoni Shalom and Karim Ifeoluwa. We have Group 5, Project 1, and we have Lekon Alapini and Jimo Kazim. Lekon and Jimo Kazim. We have Group 6, Project 1. We have Akinsende Favor and Olakomi Enoch. Group 6, Project 1. Group 7, Project 3. We have Adoku Emmanuel and Oluwasegun Pardon me, I don't know how to pronounce the the last name. Oluwasegun. We have Aduku, Emmanuel, and Oluwasegun. Group 8, we have been allocated project 2, right? And we have Peter Fang, Ainde, and Ogu David. Peter and Ogu David for project 2. And for group 9, you have been allocated project 4. Group 9, you have been allocated project 4. And we have Akorede Living Word and Adesonya Bolaon. Akorede Living Word and Adesonya Bolaon. So I believe we all heard me. If by one reason or the other you can't find your name here, it means you did not attend to the posts that were dropped on the group. You did not attend to the posts that were dropped on the group on your updates on where you are, or you were not able to get to week 4 by this moment. So please, let's take note of that. And I don't know if Emmanuel can still hear me. Emmanuel Normally, please let me know if you can hear me. All right. In the absence of that, thank you so much,
I doubt to
everyone.
be able to speak now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's currently in a meeting actually. So the floor is now open to questions from everyone. So for those of us that have been keeping our questions waiting, you can just raise up your hand and we'll call you to attend to your questions. So the ground is open right now. All right, you can go ahead, Peace. Peace, you can go ahead.
So I just want to ask how long we have to work on the project.
All right. So your project was originally slated for 1.5 week. I believe this is something that was shared with us originally. 1.5 week. So let me just give a breakdown. Phase 1 was originally 5 weeks. So we had 3.5 weeks to go over our course content and 1.5 weeks for the project. Unfortunately, we had to extend the course time, right? The time for the course, the duration for the course by half of a week. So right now, you have about, I think, okay, yeah, you have about 7 to 10 days, 7 to 10 days to complete your project. If there's any changes to anything that I shared right now, right, you'd have the updates on the group. But right now, you have 7 to 10 days to. I can see a lot of a lot of wow emojis. I mean, the projects are taking
Shared our
change
this
now.
into 2 halves. I was thinking maybe we would have started, so I'll finish by like 9 and start my own work.
You're working the later half.
Yeah, so I want to call now and say maybe I should start, end and do the later
Yeah.
half. Let me message you.
I don't know if this is speaking to us.
And because now that time where the thing go start, now you won't come the work.
And I need to
Okay.
shoot content for Sofa.
Please, we can hear your gist too. So I believe that was answered. I believe that was answered, and that has cleared some of the questions that we have. I think Oluwase raised his hand at some point. Please, if you have questions, kindly raise up your hand so that we'll attend to them. But for now, just to lay a concrete answer, you have 7 to 10 days for this project. Is picking change. Picking change. All right, you can go ahead, Lekon.
Okay.
So my question is, good evening, sir. So my question is, the video of this particular section, can it be made available?
The video of this
Hello?
particular session. Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
can hear you.
Yeah, the
All
video.
right. So I'll get back to you on that. Of this particular session, I'll get back to you on that. It should be made available. I think it was. Oh my God. Okay, it is the recording, not the video. The recording. But if it is the materials that were used in this particular meeting, I think you should be able to get them. And I would ask Emmanuel if you can also get the recordings from this session. I hope that answers your question. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
over to you, Oluwaseyi.
My own question is, the project, are we to write the code out, or will be given where we are going to build the project?
All right. So I think that question is for Israel. That question is for Israel. Israel, I don't know if you can answer this.
Can you rephrase the question, because I feel I've asked the question before?
Yeah, he
Let's
said
rephrase the question.
the code. Are they going to write it out, or are they going to be given somewhere to write it? Although I believe you should know the answer to that.
Where they are, it is okay whether like their platform, but when I continue running their program, I don't know if there is VS. I saw them. I think there is VS code to their program. I feel it is enough. They don't need to write it that physically. No, we're not asking for physical code or anything. As long as we can see your code there, like it's supposed to be a live demo, so we can see your code and we can run it and it works out. That is what matters. Yes, I know. Like, okay, it's working. Like, you can see your VS code and then you run it in the terminal there, and then you say it's working. Yeah, that is basically that.
All right. So just use a good IDE that works. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Are there any other questions from any of us?
Okay, so what I try to say now is that we understand everything of the project, so there shouldn't be an issue along the line, right? Since there are no more questions. If you are still confused, let us. It is okay to raise a hand. I will always break it down. This is why we are here. So if I just said is clear and we all get it, I don't like see thumbs up or like our favorite emoji. Let's just keep popping up. Let me be sure that we're already following. Okay, okay, okay. So everybody say okay.
All right. Over to you, Israel. You can close the
Okay,
meeting
so
then.
okay, so we are still not just work to work at. I like operations. I still want to fair conversation. The collaboration community. So please let us work together to try. Because for even though it's a group something, it's both of you to explain it. So if only you do it and your other teammate did not do it, it means it means there's no collaboration, because we're also looking at, apart from being good at projects, it's about also good at collaborating. Hey, I'm also good at collaborating. Let us know how I can collaborate, how I can work best together to achieve something great. Yes, that's just it. And yes, every other information will pass to us later. Yeah, every other information will pass to us later. Because the best group is actually good to be. Is actually good to be rewarded in some forms. Yes. So very like so for now, I think we can call it a day for today.